Must be getting pretty close to Christmas, if this is our last day before the break, huh? Probably starting to feel a lot like Christmas outside. We've got a little bit of snow. We've got the Christmas lights up. Maybe you got your Christmas tree up and presents underneath that. Maybe you've been going to make some Christmas cookies or been listening to some Christmas songs. One song that sometimes we hear during this time, it's often played, it imagines us being there with Mary and Joseph after Jesus is born, being there in the stable, and imagine Mary holding her little baby, Jesus. And it imagines talking to Mary and saying, "Mary, did you know who that was? Did you know what that little baby, who he is? Who he's going to be?" It asks that. Because, most moms, when your mom or my mom, when we were little babies, did your mom know everything that you were going to do when you were older? No. My mom didn't know I was going to become a priest when I was a little baby. She wouldn't have known that. And so the song asks Mary, "Mary, did you know?" Well, for Mary, it's a little bit different. It's true that Mary didn't know certain things that Jesus was going to do. She probably didn't know that Jesus was going to do some of the miracles that he'd do. She probably didn't know he was going to walk on water and that he was going to change bread and wine into his body and blood for our food here at Mass. But Mary was different from all other moms because she did know. She knew who Jesus was. And in fact, many of the people at that time, they were all waiting, for God had promised that he was going to send a Savior. And everybody knew it. They knew he was going to send it. And God had promised different times that he was going to send the Savior. And today, in the first reading, we hear one of his promises. That God says that there was going to be a virgin, and she was going to have a son. This was written 700 years before Jesus came. Everybody would have known that God had promised that the Savior was going to be born of a virgin. Mary would have learned about it. Oh, our window right over here by the manger scene has Mary as a little girl, and that's her mom and dad next to her, St. Anne and St. Joachim. And in there it shows that just like you guys learn about God and you read stories from the Bible, that's what Mary did. They were teaching her about things. So you can see they're kind of holding a piece of paper there, a scroll where Mary's learning about all these promises that God had promised. And so one of them we know is probably what the first reading says today, that there would be a virgin who would have a son who would be the Savior. In fact, if you go to St. John the Baptist Church down in Petersburg, there's a statue of Mary when she's a little girl, and she's with her mother, St. Anne, and they're holding a scroll again, and there's words that you can read on the scroll. They're written in Latin, but those words that are on that statue, on that scroll, that Mary is learning about, is this exact same passage, that there would be a virgin, and she would have a son, and he would be the Savior. So Mary knew about that. And so when the angel came to her, when Gabriel came, and that we see in the window right over here above the door, Gabriel coming to speak to Mary, Mary knew about all these promises that God was going to send a Savior. And she was the virgin that was chosen to be the mother. So did Mary know? Oh yeah, she knew. The angel told her. The angel told her everything. Probably not something you're going to forget, huh? Later when Jesus is born, she probably wouldn't forget what the angel told her. If an angel came to you, it's probably not something you would easily forget. So Mary couldn't forget. She couldn't forget, too, also, of having carried Jesus inside of her. That this was special. That he didn't come in the normal way, that he was the Son of God. So yes, Mary knew that Jesus was the Savior. She knew that Jesus was the Son of God, and that Jesus was the one who fulfilled the promises that God said would happen. The great thing is just like Mary, we know too, don't we? We know who Jesus was. We know that he came to save us. We know what Christmas is all about. All those wonderful things that you're excited for, the Christmas lights and the cookies and the presents and getting together with your family. Those things are wonderful, and we do that because of something that's even better. That God has sent Jesus to be with us, and that Jesus comes to save us. He fills us with his love. So, as we go on our break and celebrate Christmas in next coming days, to really think about that. To imagine yourself being there with Mary, with the baby Jesus there. And to thank God, to thank Jesus for coming and being so close to us.